Hi guys, it's album review time. We've got Heaven's Edge and Get It Right. This band are from Philadelphia. The album's coming out on May the 12th on Frontiers. There's 10 tracks. Let me run you through a little bit how I feel about Heaven's Edge. Well, first of all, I need to say thank you to the subscribers for introducing me to this great band. A little while ago, probably a couple of years ago, someone suggested a song off Heaven's Edge. I hadn't actually heard the debut album, unbelievably, but obviously back then, I don't think I heard much about it at all. But I think when the time it was actually released, grunge was coming into the forefront. So this sort of music, melodic hard rock, almost was forgotten about, and it wasn't advertised anywhere. It wasn't pushed by magazines, by record companies. And it didn't do a thing, I believe. But over the years, it's been seen as one of the most classic melodic rock albums of that genre. And well deserved. Love every song on the album. An absolute classic. So I've got to thank the subscribers first for introducing me to this great band. That came out in 1990. And then they released Some Other Place, Some Other Time in 98. An album full of B-sides, rarities and stuff like that from their past. Haven't actually heard the album, but all I've got is that debut album, which I absolutely love. So really cool story now. They're back. And man, it's been like a long time, as you can tell, from 1998 right to now. So what did this band actually sound like? I mean, the closest I can probably say they sounded like was classic Def Leppard, High and Dry era Def Leppard, I would say. Maybe a bit more melodic than that time, I don't know, but that's about what I could, describe them as. But as good as, if not better than, all those bands around mid-80s to late 80s. Superb album, really is, just a classic of its genre. So fast forward 2023, we got a new album, and the band hasn't changed. The original lineup, apart from the bass player, Yaron Gulino, is in the band on bass. Sadly, their old bass player, GC Gudotti, passed away just a few years ago. All the rest of them are original members. You've got Mark Evans on lead vocals, Reggie Wu on guitar and backing vocals, David Wraith on the drums, and Steve Parry on the guitar and backing vocals. So Mark Evans, man, what a great singer. And, on that, I had mentioned Def Leppard already, and definitely on that debut, he had some hints of Joe Elliott in his prime, for sure. But so much more to his voice than, this ain't a Def Leppard copy band, by the way. But, that's probably one of the bands I think of when listening to that debut, but many other the great bands of that genre as well. He's still got a great vocal, Mark Evans, just really can belt out those tunes, really melodic style, and also got that sort of edge when he reaches as well, like he used to have. Reggie Wu on the guitar and Steve Parry on the guitar also. These guys just trade off amazingly, swapping guitar solos, some great twin lead melodies, and some great acoustic songs on this as well. Not fully acoustic, but you see them running alongside the electric guitar. Some great guitar solos, really memorable stuff. Just, bringing back that 80s sound, but also with a little bit of a modern edge. And I think that's what this album's all about. It's got a little bit of a modern edge, as it should. It's not stuck, all them years ago, 30 odd years ago. It's giving you something more and a slight modern edge to it as well. And then you've got the rhythm section, which is just amazing. David Wraith on the drums and Yaron Gulino on the bass. Just a really solid rhythm section. In these songs, what you got to let is the guitars to breathe and, go off on tangents and do solos and stuff like that. But the songs are so catchy, they just need that really solid rhythm section. And that seems what they are going for on this album. A great sound. And also this is produced by Heaven's Edge as well. And yeah, it doesn't get, because it's produced by Heaven's Edge, it doesn't get caught up and sounding like a lot of other albums at the moment that are produced at the moment. And that's one of the things that are happening at the moment. Album to album can sound like it hasn't got its own character and own production. I think you know what I mean if you're a fan of the 80s, like I am. Some certain producers had their certain sound, and that was a cool thing, I don't want every album to sound the same. That's not a cool thing at all. And this album definitely has its own sound. It's really cool. So going through my best tracks on the album, we kick off with the first single, Had Enough. Really cool bass sound going over this, especially at the beginning. It really kicks in. Then a grimy sort of riff comes into the verses, and that modern touch is there on this song, but mixed with some cool 80s inspired rhythms, and the chorus has definitely got an 80s inspired guitar lick as well. Absolutely superb. A great mix, like I said, of modern and throwback rock. Brilliant extended solos, and seeing the two guitarists, like I said already, sort of trading off with some twin lead bits as well. A great rocking track to start. The second track is Gone, Gone, Gone. It's a very cool melodic rock track. The verses sort of travel along in a great groove until they break into another catchy chorus. This album's got some great choruses all over it. It's brilliant stuff. There's some really cool synth touches as well, sort of elevate that 80s inspired touch as well. A very cool twin lead solo again. Nothing Left But Goodbye is next. We'll get a bluesy acoustic guitar and vocal opening. That blues is amplified even more when the band actually kicks in. It's cool slide guitar, emphasizes it even more. It's a great stomping song, this one. Has a bit of a Sunset Strip vibe to it as well. Of course, another super catchy chorus and a cool slide guitar solo as well. What could have been another single. This is the next track I want to talk about. Now this is where they reach their AOR best here. A beautiful track that sees acoustic guitar driving the track, but almost Def Leppard-esque chorus again on this one. I do keep saying Def Leppard, but you know, there's so much more than that. What could have been? I mean, the title of this song is very apt, considering, you know, what could have been. Maybe if that debut album came out a few years beforehand, these guys could have topped the charts easily in the heyday of the 80s. When the Lights Go Down is the next track I want to talk about, and it was another single. When the lights go down and the city sleeps without a sound, perfect choice for a single. This is stadium filling, lighters in the air. Well, not lighters anymore, but you know, phones in the air stuff. This is a song that, you know, Jon Bon Jovi wishes he could write and sing right now. This band are great at giving you that music that just worms its way into your ears and just doesn't let go. The next track I want to talk about is Dirty Little Secret, a song for the summer for sure. And there's a couple of those songs on here. You know, they give you that feel, that vibe that the summer's coming. A classic riff and twin lead guitar start this song. Some excellent vocals over sort of stop-start riffs and an ultra catchy chorus again. The band show off their harmonizing vocal skills here. Very cool indeed. Amazing solo once again. Beautiful Disguise is the next track. I want to talk about another song that oozes groove all the way through it. The electric guitar slightly muted on this one, I would say, but it suits the feel of the track perfectly. This song has a sort of a really cool flow to it. It's a great song that had me going from the start to the end. Brilliant track. The next track I want to talk about, and the last track on the album, is I'm Not The One. It's another track that sees the band inject a slight modern edge again, just like the first single. A riff throughout the chorus definitely has that modern touch. Almost something you might hear on like an Alter Bridge song or something like that. I'm a great Alter Bridge fan, by the way. So a very cool last track. So the band are finding themselves with the melody that they had on that first album, but they're injecting that little bit of a modern edge to make them really contemporary, really relevant, you know, for this year for sure. So a brilliant addition to their catalogue. Like I said, I've got to check out the album number 2, but Heaven's Edge is obviously a classic, an absolute classic. And the guys have got some great songs on this album. They must be really proud of what they've done. You know, getting together, I think they got together on Firefest and then made their way back, being signed by Frontiers and delivering an excellent album for this year. Guys, are you looking forward to Heaven's Edge, the new album? Let me know in the comments below. Are you going to get it? Let me know, and I'll see you soon.